I do confess I was a gaming geek when I was younger. And some of these are some of the games that I loved. And I just thought they were really cool, so I thought I'd share them with you guys. Hope you enjoy. First game is really Chuck Rocks at Hunga Bunga. It made me laugh with all the different things, like noises he'd make and stuff. You had to basically go around and kill off the dinosaurs. And you had boulders chucked at you, so you had to use the rocks as a defence so they didn't kill you. And it was based in Jurassic time. I just thought it was quite funny. You had to collect the hearts to make sure you didn't die. And in the corner there's a little heart, and the smaller it gets, the more close you're coming to death and stuff. And the green like slime stuff was meant to be, I think it's like toxic, so if you went in it you would die. So you had to like transport on different dinosaurs, and those dinosaurs that made you fly and stuff like that. You had to use the rocks to catapult you sometimes. I liked how this platform game looked as well. There was quite a lot of thought going to it, with the eyes looking through the earth, the random big flowers and stuff. And you'd use his belly to kind of boing off dinosaurs and kick them. And collect the meat to get more points. So you have to place the rock in a certain position to get better things, really. So you could jump across. He's like, well, he is a caveman. It'd be like creatures that try and hide, and the funny noises he'd make. I love. I quite like games where you have to think about what you're doing. This one's called ToeJam and Earl. It's quite an unusual game, but I just thought it was quite cool. This is where they come from and what happens, the storyline. Basically, I think this is right, the humans have gone to their planet and you have to capture them all. It was the most randomest game ever. But even back then I did like random stuff. See, there was like photographers and tourists and stuff who were meant to like annoy the aliens. You had to get rid of them. Humans making mess and stuff and being a nuisance, like singing, annoying the aliens. So you had to try and capture them all in jam jars. And there was like bonus levels and stuff where you had to do like a rap, like copy what the person was telling you to do. Just remember it being really funny. And the music was really random and cool for this. So you had to look for humans hiding in bushes and in trees, and they just randomly just jump at you. So to chuck the jars and then they'll go inside the jars and collect them. And then you get more points. The more points you got onto different levels. And you have to get so many points to get onto the next level, if I remember rightly. This one's called, I think it's called Kid Challenger. Looking back on it now, it's very similar to Alex Kidd. So basically they copied Alex Kidd, but it's got dragons and things like that in it. You go around and you can be different characters. I don't know if you guys have heard of it or played it. It's quite an unusual one again. So you could be like a knight and then you turn into a ninja. So you had a sword and stuff. And you have to, when you're playing, you have to think when you jumped onto the boxes, because each boxes either had diamonds or a helmet, what changed into different characters. So you had to try and plan ahead if you thought that character would get you further or not. Like the skills it had, because once you were that character, you couldn't go back into the other one until you find the box again. So it's exactly the same as Alex Kidd. You have to bash your head against boxes to go through certain routes. And there's enemies, there's robots and stuff, and portals, so it takes you to different worlds. It's just a really different game. I thought it was quite clever how you changed into different characters. So you collect gems and keys. And you turn to a skull man. This is, I'm sure all of you know this one. What is it, guys? Sonic the Hedgehog, but 2. So obviously it was with Tails. I did enjoy playing 2-player games a lot with friends and my sisters. We did cause sometimes a lot of fights with Mega Drive. Do you remember the actual thing you hold being chucked at me many times at my head. But 2-player games were always cool because you could both play. And with Tails, it was extra cool because you can make him Sonic fly, so you could get to different places. So it's exactly the same as Sonic, but with Tails as well. I just love all the Sonic games. Just the layout and everything about them, really. And I remember with the bonus levels, it being so cool because it seemed really 3D back then in the day. It seemed really 3D, and I was like amazed how cool it was. I do remember I used to have the 3D Sonic as well, and that just seemed mind blowing at the time. And you have to collect so many rings to get on to the next level. Sometimes it was frustrating when you're 2 players though, because the other player, you had to kind of sometimes tell them what to do, because if they kind of got hit, they would lose their rings. So you had to make sure each of you had enough rings. And then I remember if you got enough points, you got extra lives and stuff like that. I remember thinking that was really cool. And hidden things, like hidden boxes on top of the like hidden lives and stuff. You try and find them. I loved when you hit the heads of the enemies, they turn into cute little animals. And also when I ran through the flag, I used to try and make it fly in the air so you'd get into bonus points and stuff. Yes, I was that sad. Probably still am really, but hey ho. Super speed. To another bonus level. This one was called Theme Park. I don't know how many of you guys played this game and how far you got in the level, but it wasn't like normal computer games. You had to build your own theme park, and I remember I used to get quite obsessed with it. And back then you couldn't save the game on the Mega Drive, so I would play it for hours and hours and leave the Mega Drive running whilst it was playing. And you have to work out how you want to set everything up, so when they would go on a ride they could come straight off and get a drink, and if the ride went too fast in later levels the little people would be sick and stuff, and I liked the little noises they'd make. When you would put in a new ride they'd like go yay and stuff like that. You employed people to look after rides and clean the park like a real park. I did like games when you had some strategy, you had more strategy about them, you had to plan things out. But I remember I used to always get my video games from a video game shop, and I used to always go down there and choose which one I would want to get before your game would get wiped, because I think some of them you could save onto the actual game. Because I was back then didn't have that much money, because I was only a kid, and so it's cheaper to hire the games out and then play them. I remember you just used to play this for ages. And little thought bubbles would say how happy they were, how sad they were, and what kind of things they want. As they were thirsty, so they needed to put more drink stands in. You can see your teacups looks like it's going to blow up, so you have to call the maintenance guy if they haven't got to it in time. Then you would make more and more money. Obviously, more money you made, the more cool rides you get. And then you could win trophies and cups and stuff. And then there was a part in the game when you had to go into a meeting and decide if you want to sell your game or not. Or not your game, your park. Because it gives you loads of money. And you could do a bit where you could go fast forward. So you could get more money really quickly, but you have to be careful with that because you have to make sure all your staff are doing the right thing, otherwise by the time you got back to your game it was destroyed. Oh, this one was called Mickey's Illusions, if I remember rightly. This was a two-player game again, so you had Donald Duck, Mickey, and you used your cape to get rid of the baddies again, and they turn into beautiful creatures. So it's two players, so you have to help each other again. Like going up the seesaws and with a rope, pulling them up and down, collecting cards. Each card, I think, was a life. I used to play this with my sisters a lot. And I remember one of the bits where the cape, if you do it a certain way, it twists the other character. So I used to do that when we used to get annoyed with each other because they weren't doing what they were told. Most of the time I was always player 1. It's quite a cute little game, really. There you go. Hello, flower. Ah, this one was Aladdin. It's a very classic game based on the film. I just think it's quite a cool game. Sometimes when they base video games and films are really rubbish, but especially now because films come out so often now. Back then they didn't come out that much, so when they made a game it kind of linked more into when the actual film was around. But it's quite cool how you could buy things with the gems, so you could buy lives and wishes. And you collect apples to throw at people, and then you have a sword. And there's bonus levels with Abu, I think his name was the monkey. Oh, you had to do this bit first, where you had to choose different things. You could win lives and gems and apples. This is the bonus level. With Abu the monkey. And you have to dodge all the pots and stuff. I remember this being quite tricky with the remote control, because obviously with Mega Drive remote control, as you know, it's like it went with a Batman, that kind of thing. I don't know why, but the actual up-down control was like a cross, so you couldn't go diagonal and stuff like that. Really, it was more that it's quite difficult to do this because you have to move quite fast, back and forth. And the further you got, the more cooler prizes you win, like lives and stuff. This one's an unusual one. This is a demo of it, like all the games, but this demo is in a different language. The game, when I played it, was in English. But just to show you, it was called the Lost Vikings, and there was 3 different Vikings. They all had different specialities, I suppose. One could run really fast, so that's this guy. Each time you went onto a box with a question mark, it would tell you what you had to do next, so he could run really fast. And then this guy had a shield, so he would defend you if you're going through different places and stuff. so you'd all have to get on the lift to make it move. Then the last guy had obviously a sword and he had a bow and arrow, and he was the one who could press the buttons and stuff. It was quite a puzzle game, so you had to work out different ways how you were going to do things. Then you had to work out who was going to have, like, I think, what are they? They're fruit or something? Oh, they're also bombs. But who's going to have them and who would use them better? Oh, they're lives, aren't they? So you had to make sure all of you had the same amount of lives and stuff. So with him, we can shoot the button to make that stop. And he would go through. But then you would send the rest through after, and you could put a bomb there and blow it up. It's quite an unusual game, but like I say, I like games when you have to work things out. I mean, some of it was quite long-winded, and you didn't have saving options, you only had passwords, and I always remember some people when they played this game put passwords in the booklet from the gaming shop. So if you got really far, you could put your own password in to get to a different level. So there's all kind of different aliens and stuff. So now the one at the front is protecting you from the alien so he can shoot him. It was quite a tricky game really. Remember it quite tricky as well because you only had, I think it was 3 lives and sometimes you got extra lives. Once one of you completely dies, it's a lot harder to get through the levels. I think this one could be a 2-player game as well. So one of the characters could be your friend. Oh, this one was called ToeJam and Earl again, so still starring them both. I remember this game. I got given for Christmas a computer gun, and this was one of the games that came with it. I remember it being really cool. The music again, and the weird characters, and that you could shoot tomatoes at people and stuff. And I just remember thinking it's amazing because you plugged in the sensor, and it obviously knew that you had this gun, and wherever you pointed it, it aimed. And back then I just thought it was amazing. I mean, it's more or less the same as what they use now for the Wii and stuff, really. And you got bonus things when you could shoot tomatoes loads. And bombs that make the whole screen shake, so everything would disappear what was on the screen. And you have to get so many points to get on to the next level and stuff. So you have to try and make sure you've got everything. I love this game. But I love the film as well. As you can guess, it's The Lion King. It's based on a film again. But this is one of my favourite levels. I did used to sing along to the song as well. But I thought it was quite cool how you had to get the monkeys to throw you a certain way. So you had to roar at them to change the directions they were going. So you had to work it all out. And I just liked the whole thing, the animals, and the colours of this game. And just the different things you had to do. It wasn't just a platform game in a way. Like there's different things, like for example this bit here, you had to jump over things on an ostrich, like you do, and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. I think this might be one of my best film games still. Anyway, that was the end of my retro video games for the Mega Drive. Hope you enjoyed it, and if you have any you want to add, do put them in the comment box below, and I'll see you guys later.